We as a technology industry have normalized SaaS extortion. Nobody's talking about it, so I'm going to. The data mafia is so real. There's an underworld that we just seem to accept as businesses that is holding data hostage and completely extorting your own intellectual property. Honestly, it's wild to me how many businesses just go along with this saying, well, that's the way it is. That would be like buying a house and being told, oh, there's actually another fee that we didn't tell you about that we blatantly hid from you to use your own kitchen. Oh, and you want to access your appliances? Oh, I mean our appliances? That's extra. It's not even software anymore. It's an organized crime cartel shakedown. You thought you were buying business tools to enhance your productivity, to grow revenue, but really what you did is joined an organized crime ring. And the most ironic part is all the vendor marketing promises flexibility and partnership in meeting you where you are. But you want to access your own business data set? Nope, roadblocks. Oh, and forget about switching system. You want to access your historical data? It's gone missing. You paid for the house, but the builder kept the keys. So I'm going to lay out how this works so that hopefully you can avoid falling into this trap. And if you guys have any other advice, definitely drop them in the comments so we can create more dialogue around this really underreported crime. So say you sign a SaaS contract. We all know how tricky those can be, and I'll talk a little bit more about what to look for those after I lay out the scenario. But say you have a billing dispute. You were billed something more than you thought you were going to be. So you let the ERP vendor know, like, hey, I'm not paying this until I really understand what's going on here. So the vendor all of a sudden holds on any sort of data export. And the business is like, what do you mean? That's my data. And the vendor's like, well, it's in my system. So they might do things like refuse all data exports until the company pays. Only release certain areas of data, say financial, operational, in these weird fragmented Excel files, making it impossible to interpret anything. Charge a criminal amount of money for data export fees, which you signed in your contract. They also do tricky things like only provide data in proprietary formats. Like here's your data, we gave it to you, but it's not in any sort of relational database like SQL or anything like that you can actually understand or interpret. And the goal here is to impede upon any transfer to a new system. Call the police, right? Like what? And this practice can absolutely paralyze a business. We're talking absolutely fundamental operational downtime, exorbitant use of budget, compliance issues for the business, all kinds of things that they've lost the foundational piece of how they operate as an organization. And the vendor often points to the contract where it had this weird, vague language, and the business was like, I didn't know you were gonna actually steal my property, my guy. And we see this in a ton of lawsuits that are very high profile. Waste Management versus SAP, SAP versus Celonis, which Celonis ironically is part of the SAP innovation program, yet they're suing SAP because they won't allow them to access business data to do process intelligence work. And then the city of San Diego versus Axon, all kinds of different litigations. And that's really what this comes down to. The business was so fundamentally damaged by the theft of their property that they had to seek damages legally. Okay, so how do you protect yourself and break free from this SaaS syndicate we got going on here? I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. And I would even argue more so, in fact, the bigger business you are, the more they're going to try and steal from you. You must have an ERP focused and SaaS specialist review your contract. And by the way, a lot of times they like to make this facade to the buyer. I can't tell you how many clients I've talked to that are like, well, they told us we can't negotiate that contract. What are they going to do? Arrest you and throw you in jail if you try and negotiate? This is America, people. You can negotiate whatever you want to negotiate. And even if it's a global ERP contract, you can negotiate whatever you want to negotiate. Hear me when I say that. Have your SaaS focused attorney review your contract, not just internal counsel. Spend the money, invest in that safety net. In your contract, it should say explicitly how you're going to receive your data exports. This business needs data exports in a usable format. Maintain regular backups of your data outside your vendor system. A system you own, you manage, and you're able to track those records there in case they get a little weird and start hijacking your data. And this isn't just for ERP vendors. It's for AI vendors. It's for business intelligence vendors. It's for process intelligence vendors. Every one of your SaaS systems should have a specific contract where you understand the data terms. You need to make sure that they're actually helping you manage your data, not holding it for ransom. Because at the end of the day, bottom line, if you don't control your data, you don't control your business. Data extortion is the norm now, and that is deeply disturbing. And the only way we can create change is coming together as a community to put pressure on these vendors to start telling the truth. So I invite you to comment, share this video, repost it, stitch it, make your own video, tag me in it so I can repost it. And let's start talking about this so we can put an end to it and get back to integrity-based business partnerships.